I didn't plan to see Killian again. Not tonight. Not like this. Rain slashed against the windshield like claws, the kind of rain that turns the world into a blur of headlights and regret. My hands were steady on the wheel, even though my chest felt hollow, like something had already been taken from me and never returned. "Slow down," Lyra said from the passenger seat, her voice soft, careful, too careful. She rested a manicured hand over her stomach as if she were already practicing the role. The future Luna, the woman chosen by the Pack Council, the woman I was driving to her mating ceremony. I didn't answer. I kept my eyes on the road. I had learned a long time ago that silence was safer than truth. The Blackwood Pack's territory rose ahead of us, dark and massive, iron gates half hidden by mist. Power lived there, old blood, old laws, and him. I told myself I wouldn't think about Killian Blackwood, that I had buried that name the night he rejected me. 3 years ago, he stood in a room filled with candles and witnesses who would later swear that they'd seen nothing at all. He didn't raise his voice. He didn't need to. "This bond was a mistake," he said calmly. His eyes were cold silver, no flicker, no hesitation. "You will leave, and you will never claim my name." Rejected mate. The words were never spoken aloud, but they burned into my bones all the same. I left that night with my head high and my heart in pieces, my wolf silent, curled in on itself like a wounded animal. I didn't beg. I didn't cry. I didn't ask why, because if an Alpha King chooses power over fate, there is no argument that can save you. The tires skidded, the world lurched. "Watch out!" Lyra screamed. Headlights exploded in front of us. Too close, too fast. Metal screamed, glass shattered. The impact slammed the breath from my lungs as the car spun, rain and sparks and darkness folding together. Then, stillness. For a second, there was nothing but the sound of rain ticking against twisted steel. I forced my door open and stumbled out, my boots sinking into mud. My pulse roared in my ears, sharp and fast, but my mind was eerily clear. And then I smelled him. Smoke, frost, thunder, Alpha. My heart stopped. The other car's door opened slowly. Heavy boots hit the ground with unmistakable authority, as if the earth itself knew who was stepping onto it. I didn't need to look up. Every cell in my body already knew. Killian, the Alpha King of the Blackwood Empire, my former mate. He straightened, rain sliding off his broad shoulders, his dark coat torn at the sleeve. Power rolled off him in waves. Controlled, lethal, familiar. Too familiar. His gaze locked onto me. For half a second, something flashed across his face. Not recognition, not anger. Shock. Then it vanished, replaced by the cold composure the world feared. "Mira," he said, just my name. Hearing it from his mouth after all this time felt like a blade slipping between my ribs. Behind me, Lyra whimpered softly, already playing the role. Killian's attention flicked to her, then back to me, his jaw tightening. "You," he said quietly. "Why are you here?" I almost laughed. Why am I here? I wanted to tell him that fate had a cruel sense of humor. That the woman he discarded was now the one delivering his chosen mate to him like a final insult. But I didn't say any of that. "I'm just the driver," I replied, my voice steady. "She's unharmed. That's what matters." His eyes narrowed. Then he inhaled. Deep, sharp. His entire body went still. I saw it before he masked it. The tension in his shoulders, the subtle flare of his pupils, the way his hand curled slowly into a fist, because he smelled it. Not Lyra. Me. The air shifted. My wolf stirred for the first time in years, restless and aching. Killian took one step closer, then another. His voice dropped, rougher than before. "Your scent," he said slowly. "It's different." The rain seemed to hold its breath. I should have stepped back. I should have run. Instead, I lifted my chin and met his gaze, refusing to look away. 3 years is a long time, I said. People change. His eyes darkened, silver bleeding into something dangerous. "That's not what this is," he said. "This..." He stopped himself abruptly, nostrils flaring again, his control visibly straining. Then he looked at me as if he were seeing a ghost, or a threat, or a miracle he had once thrown away. "Why?" Killian asked, his voice low and tight. "Does your scent carry my blood?" I felt my heart slam once, hard. This was the moment I had prepared for in silence, the moment I knew would come eventually. I exhaled slowly, letting the rain soak into my hair, my clothes, my skin, and I said, very calmly, "Because you rejected me." I turned slightly, placing a protective hand over my abdomen, and I walked away carrying your air. The silence that followed was not empty. It was alive, hungry, and Killian Blackwood took another step toward me, his control fracturing at the edges as the storm above us began to howl. For a heartbeat, the world forgot how to move. Killian stood there, rain streaking down his face, his eyes locked on my hand where it rested over my stomach. The Alpha King, feared by packs across continents, looked like a man struck by lightning. Then the ground seemed to shift beneath us. "That's impossible," he said. His voice was controlled, but I heard the fracture beneath it, the disbelief, the instinct screaming at him that fate had just caught him by the throat. "You severed the bond," he continued, stepping closer again, too close. "A rejected mate cannot—" "Cannot what?" I interrupted quietly. "Carry your child?" His jaw tightened. The air around us pulsed, thick with alpha pressure. I felt it press against my skin, testing me, searching for weakness. I didn't flinch. "You didn't ask," I said. "You didn't care enough to ask." Lyra's sharp inhale cut through the tension. "Killian," she said softly, placing a hand on his arm as if she belonged there. "This is ridiculous. She's lying. You know how desperate rejected Omegas can be." Omega. The word was a calculated insult. My wolf growled, low and furious. Killian didn't look at Lyra. His the ways never left me. "Say it again," he demanded. "Look at me and say it again." I raised my eyes to his, meeting that stormy silver head on. "I'm pregnant," I said, "with your child." The truth slammed into him. I saw it happen, the shift from denial to instinct. His pupils dilated, the alpha in him surging forward, furious and territorial. His scent exploded outward, dominating, possessive, a wordless claim that made the night shudder. My knees almost buckled. "Killian," Lyra whispered urgently, panic edging her voice now. "The ceremony—" "Get back," he said without looking at her. She froze. I stared at him, heart racing. "Don't," I warned. "Don't do this." "Do what?" he asked, his voice dangerously calm. "Pretend you get to decide now," I said. "You made your choice 3 years ago." His eyes burned. "I didn't know," he said hoarsely. "You left before—" "You told me to leave," I snapped. The memory surged, sharp and bitter. "You told me I was unworthy of being your Luna, so I did exactly what you asked." The rain intensified, thunder rolling overhead. Killian reached out. I stepped back instantly. His hand fell to his side, fingers curling slowly as if restraining the urge to grab, to claim, the cage. "You should have told me," he said. A laugh tore from my chest, raw and humorless. "Why? So you could hide me? Silence me? Dispose of me more gently this time?" His silence was answer enough. I turned away, my chest tight, breath shallow. "This changes nothing," I said. "I'm not here to beg for protection. I'm leaving." "Mira," he said sharply. I stopped. "If you walk away now," he continued, each word weighted with alpha authority, "you will be putting yourself and my heir at risk." I faced him again. "Your heir?" The possessive emphasis in his voice made my stomach twist. "You rejected me," I said slowly. "You don't get to claim anything of mine." His control finally cracked. In one swift movement, Killian closed the distance. His hand braced beside my head against the car door, caging me in without touching. His presence was overwhelming. Heat, power, command. "You carry my blood," he growled. "My future alpha." I refused to look away. "Then maybe you should have thought of that before you broke the bond." For a moment, something like pain crossed his face. Then Lyra stepped forward, her composure gone. "This is insane," she said, voice trembling. "The council will never allow this. The ceremony is tonight. You can't just—" "I can," Killian said coldly. Lyra paled. "This child," he continued, eyes still on me, "changes everything." "No," I said. "It changes nothing. I'm not your Luna. I never will be again." His eyes darkened dangerously. "You don't get to decide that alone." "And you don't get to decide it at all," I shot back. "I survived without you. I will raise my child without you." That was the moment his alpha snapped. The pressure hit me like a wave, not violent, but absolute. "You will come with me," Killian said. "Tonight." I felt my wolf recoil, then bare her teeth. "No," I said firmly. Silence fell. Slowly, Killian straightened, withdrawing his presence with visible effort. His expression was unreadable now, carved from ice and fire. "Then this becomes a matter of pack law," he said. My heart sank. "The council will hear of this," he continued, "and once they do, they will not allow you to disappear." Lyra's lips curved into a small, triumphant smile. I looked at Killian, realization dawning. "You'd use them against me?" He hesitated, just long enough. That hesitation told me everything. I turned and reached for the car door. "Mira," he said, his voice low, dangerous. "If you walk away now, I will hunt you." I paused, my hand resting over my stomach once more. Then I looked back at him, rain and resolve in my eyes. "Then," I said quietly, "you should know." I opened the door and stepped into the darkness. I've already learned how to run. Behind me, Killian Blackwood let out a sound that was half snarl, half roar, and the Alpha King ordered the gates of the Blackwood Pack sealed.